Good morning. This is the first night out on my trip, and I camped at this wonderful magical place called McWay Hot Springs. It's in western New Mexico, just half an hour north of I-10, maybe 2 hours outside of El Paso. It's almost like the perfect halfway point between Dallas and the West Coast. And it's a peaceful, high desert place with these wonderful pools of naturally hot water, and it doesn't get any more relaxing than this.
So I found this weirdo on the street.
Oh, no. Whoa, that's really gnarly deja vu.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, did you say that to me in Hawaii, perhaps?
Maybe.
I don't know. It was really weird. I just felt like, uh-oh.
Weird.
We're hitting the road on a windy road now. That's not good.
That's weird. So in case you couldn't hear me over the blues band, I found this weirdo on the street. Hello. We're gonna go to Big Sur.
Yeah, I love Big Sur.
At the Pacific Coast Highway.
My favorite restaurant I've ever eaten at is there.
What is it?
The Big Sur Cafe.
I've eaten at the Big Sur Cafe.
Well, they're usually super packed, but maybe they'll let us just grab a pizza.
We're at Starr Brewing Company, and we're just about to have an IPA sampler. They have no less than 3 IPAs that they brew here in-house.
I think, and I was telling Ben, I think this is the best brewery from Baja all the way up till about Santa Cruz.
Sweet. Cheers.
Yeah.
Hoppy.
Look at this beach. We are eating nectarines on El Morro Bay with this massive mountain right here in the background and this amazing beach. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty. And then somebody thought that this place was so beautiful that the only thing that can make it any more beautiful is that. And somebody built that right here on the beach. Whoever it was should be shot. That is so beautiful.
How do you think you get down to that beach over there?
I don't know, I'm not sure.
Just fall.
Okay, so there's all sorts of secrets in Big Sur, but this is one of my favorite, and you kind of have to know where it is because there are no signs for it. But it's called Partington Cove, and it's down there, and it's a place where pirates used to come and have this secret anchorage where they could run their rum and their gold and their booty. So
why are you walking like that?
I have to go to the bathroom so bad. So I actually found this kind of accidentally. We were going around a bend, and there was a little pull out, and I stopped to take a picture, and then I heard, like, down in the canyon this water rushing, and I was like, ooh, there's waterfalls down there. And there was this road, but it had a gate on it, but there was no sign that said no trespassing. And so I just kind of scrambled down here and was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And it's a quiet, kind of secretive little place. It's one of the reasons they don't publicize it on any of the maps or anything like that. But if you're down here, you can Google Partington Cove.
Oh, no, you
and
just
find
told
some
everybody.
directions. Oh, I never get any hits on YouTube. There's going to be like
a secret,
400
man.
people are going to watch this video,
You're just
and none of them are going to come.
You're just like
to this
Leonardo
place.
DiCaprio on the beach.
Adrian is being mean to me. One of the reasons that I hate Adrian is because he lives in California.
Ha.
And here is like everything in the world edible, like fennel. This is growing right beside the street. It's sweet and delicious. Arugula growing right here. I hate them.
It's a secret pirate tunnel that goes to the little cove where the pirates would park their ships. So the pirates would bring their ship in here, and it was the secret little cove where they could dock. What do you think about that?
And they would climb up through here or something?
I don't know how they would get up.
Looks like there's a little cave right there.
Yeah.
So unfortunately I ran out of batteries while we were down at Partington Cove, but there's this really amazing beach down there too, where this waterfall comes out right on the beach. It's a really, really cool place to bring a picnic. So yeah, that is one of my favorite little secrets of Big Sur. The next place that we're going to for sunset is actually not a secret at all, and there'll probably be a whole lot of people there, but it's one of the prettiest places actually anywhere in the world. Honestly, it really is.
And this is it. McWay Falls. And it looks like we're in some like tropical place in Thailand, but no, it's California. We're in this little taqueria in Santa Cruz. And we got torta. What kind of torta is it?
Torta de lengua.
Tongue sandwich.
Tongue sandwich.
Tongue sandwich. We got this massive plate of like eggs and papas y huevos y tocino is bacon? Tocino?
Tocino.
Yeah. Yum.
Look at the size of this thing.
That's a big sandwich.
We're gonna go check out this cave that I'm extremely terrified of.
I told him I wanted to get footage of him freaking out going into this cave. And I've never been to Santa Cruz, but I know about this cave. It's on the UC Santa Cruz campus. And we're gonna go try to find it. And
I'm afraid of it.
Adrian's very, very afraid.
Terrified.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Something about going into like downwards into dark abysses, you know.
Okay, so that ladder leads down into nothingness. And you're gonna go down in there.
Okay. This is exactly how scary movies start, though, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's no other cars out here. This is like, you know, kids
Quit
tagging,
stalling.
doing drugs,
Go.
having premarital sex, and then descending into a completely black hole. It smells a little bit like urine. Or something. Is this bat doo-doo?
Yeah. And you're gonna die.
Holy crap, dude.
What?
That is nuts. You gotta come see this.
I have to bleep out every time you cuss.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because I have a family audience for my videos.
Well, they're missing out.
Okay, you going?
You're coming first. You're the cave expert.
Okay.
I hear something.
What do you hear?
Drip drops down there?
Yeah, it's water, for sure.
Whatever you do, don't get stuck.
I'm not gonna get stuck. This is plenty of space.
What's down there?
A pool of water
And that's it?
that I don't want to slide down into at the particular moment.
Can you judge the depth of it?
Yeah, it's only like a foot deep, but I mean,
Will it make you go somewhere then? Is there like a...
I can't really tell.
Have they had anyone disappear?
Down here?
Yeah.
Probably so. This cave's not very big though. The others in the canyon are much bigger. There's your first cave.
The first cave, successful.
Successful cave.
Dark, intimate, lonely place. The abyss.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Nieto.
I'll do it again though. Next time, let's take some beers.
Okay.
So I dropped Adrian off in San Francisco. He is looking for work there. And now I am in Northern California, just south of Redding, headed out to a farm owned by the best friends of Christian Collins from MasterChef, one of my best buddies from the show. And his friend Blair and her husband and their children have an organic farm out here, and I'm going to spend the night there, and I'm really excited. The road looks really windy, and I'm in the mountains, and it looks like it's going to be a really, really cool place. Lots of animals out there, so I'm looking forward to getting my hands dirty tonight, feeding some animals in the morning. So, I arrived on the farm just shortly before sunset, and it's completely off the grid. There's no electricity or running water to service this place. And Blair made for dinner the most amazing meal in a wood-fired stove. I'm going to cook on it tomorrow so you can see. But she took pork belly that was from a pig that they had raised that had been slaughtered just recently. And she cooked up some pork belly and some fresh chard and potatoes And then for dessert, she made this amazing cobbler of rhubarb and strawberry and raspberry with an oat crumble on the top of it. And she did all of this in a wood-burning stove and oven. So cool. So, now I am in my hammock. Maybe you can see here. Tied to the tree. I'm in the sheep pen. There's some sheep chewing their cuds and sleeping right over there, which is kind of nice because I grew up on a sheep farm, so it's nice to hear the sheep there. And I'm sleeping in the sheep pen tonight, in a hammock between two trees. So, sweet dreams, everyone, and I'll see you in the morning. Unless the coyotes happen to wake us up later tonight, right? Good night. Coyotes are singing like crazy tonight. The first 10 times it was really cool, but I'm so tired I just want to go to sleep and they won't shut up. But ultimately it's really cool. That rooster is a wonderful thing to wake up to. But he started crowing at 5 in the morning. We'd have to have a talk if he was my rooster. But I haven't woken up to a rooster in a long time, so it's really nice. Good morning. Oh. It's morning on the farm. Everyone's having a little breakfast. These are red wattle pigs, and they are among the most delicious of all the pigs. They are very highly prized in Italy. Morning, little guy. So the farm is off-grid. It's wonderful, and they actually do cook right here on this wood-burning stove. So we're making breakfast. I'm using some of the pig fat that we cooked from the pig last night that they raised here and harvested. And I'm going to make some gravy, and Blair's making buttermilk biscuits from the fresh milk that they milked from the cow. This is going to be the most amazing breakfast in, like, recorded history. Okay, so we've got these amazing farm eggs. We've got homemade biscuits, and the milk that I used for this gravy came from the cow that's like 50 feet away. And the pork fat from the pig they raised here, and it doesn't get any closer to the earth than this breakfast. So, chow down, everybody.
Come on, you know what's happening.
Milking time. Are they eager to be milked?
Vaguely. I mean, right now, like, we were getting 2 pails every milking, but because it's dry now and all the milk is, I mean, all the grass is gold, the milk production has, like, halved.
So I haven't milked a cow since I was a kid, and I've lost my touch. I really have. But it's great. This milk was so delicious. We drank it for breakfast this morning. So I left the farm about 2.5 hours ago, and now I am here. And this is a place that I've actually wanted to come for almost 10 years. These are the Cache Creek Hot Springs in Pitt River Country in Northern California. And it's a nice secret, almost only locals know about this place. And chances are you'll never find yourself in this part of the world, but if you are, you have to look up the Cache Creek Hot Springs. We're about 1/4 mile upstream on Cache Creek from the Pitt River in the middle of the beautiful wilderness in Shasta County. This is naturally hot water, beautiful mountain stream flowing by, and I could probably stay right here in this spot for the rest of my life, as long as I had a good beer. Good morning. I'm in Portland today, and I am with my friend Raspberry. He's driving us to the Shallon Winery in
Shallon Winery. We go in Astoria.
Astoria, yes. And this is Jared and Jesse. Jesse was my best friend in college.
Well, you must have drank.
Okay, so we came to Astoria to go to a winery, but Raspberry told us that the winery does not have a bathroom, and it's a very strange sort of winery, so we had to find a bathroom, and the only bathroom we could find was at a brewery. So unfortunately for us, we're gonna have to have a little bit of beer before we go to the winery. So.
Oh damn!
Cheers.
Toasticles.
Toasticles. I've never heard that one before. That's funny.
One of my good friends lives here in Astoria, and she took me here, and it's just a fascinating place. You can talk to the owner, the guy that runs it, all by himself. You can talk to him for hours about his life, cooking on like old like sea vessels, and about blimps and
Blimps? He cooks on blimps?
We'll talk about blimps.
I hope he lets us record him. He sounds amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing. The guy that runs it's 90-something years old. Does this just to have something to do. He sells his wine only at his shop. You can't buy it anywhere else. He doesn't make a profit, so everything you pay just goes to the manufacturer of the wine. He lives on Social Security. He owns the building. He lives in the basement. He doesn't do it for the money. He just does it because that's his passion. And yeah, you know.
Okay, well, let's go.
Yeah.
A little more than 100 years later, May 1932, the airship Akron passed by Astoria. I saw it when I was a kid, so that's why that's up there. That is not a blimp. That's an 800-foot long, rigid airship with 4 airplanes and a hangar inside. And you?
My name is Ben.
No, I know. What do you do for a living?
I am a television chef and a travel writer.
A television chef?
Yes, sir.
We might as well just leave. We got nothing.
Well, that's a new one for me, too, and I love it.
No, we are husband-wife musicians, touring musicians.
We're on tour right now.
We're in a band called Champagne Sunday, but after today we might change it to Wine.
Shallon.
Shallon Blackberry Wine Sunday.
Wine Tuesday.
Yes.
You call it Champagne Sunday?
Yes, that's our band.
But you only work on Sunday, you mean?
No. Yes.
We work whenever we can.
We work all the time.
In what instruments or voice or what?
We both play guitar and piano, and he plays trombone, and I play ukulele and squeeze box, and then we both play harmonica.
Oh, wow.
And they both sing.
And we both sing and do all the writing for our project.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Do you all make a living?
We are happy.
None of us really make a living.
I know.
Yeah, none of us
makes
do.
a living, really.
Well, this has identified the winery for the last 30 years. This is that blackberry, the wild evergreen, the one with the dark green jagged leaves, which how long have you been in Oregon?
Hours.
A couple hours.
10 years.
I've been here for years though, and I make wild blackberry wine with the blackberries from here. So I know this blackberry.
Which ones?
The ones with the jagged leaves and the huge thorns.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But we have two kinds. We have the ones with the rounder leaves.
Right, the rounder leaves are the more common ones, but these are better.
Where do you live?
I live in Dallas, Texas. But I come here all the time.
Comes here all the time.
5 or 6 times a year.
Yeah, but where do you get the berries here, for instance?
Oh, Forest, Mount Hood area.
Oh, well, then they are probably. Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, we had only one bush of these out in the country here, and we thought it was a novelty. Now they're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But the wild dark green jack, they alternate on the highway. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one who makes wine out of the specific variety. It has a woodsy flavor like wet moss, dry alder leaves, soggy stumps, and mushrooms. It goes nicely with wild meat like venison or duck.
My favorite kind of meat.
So good.
Will age like a Cabernet. Other fruit and berry wines do not do that.
Yeah.
The rule of thumb for fruit and berry wines is they should be consumed within the year. I've been getting 8, 10, and 12-year reports from people who had a bottle that long. They're
Really?
ecstatic about it. They like to take it home and pull it on their wine snob friends down the road a couple of years.
It smells amazing.
Because by that time they say it could be mistaken for Cabernet. I say, big deal, buy a Cabernet. But little old ladies pick the berries, and my little old ladies are dying off. Kids won't do it, no matter how much you pay them. So I have to advertise like this to get any interest whatsoever. And the last time at $2 a pound, which is 2 to 4 times as much as the most expensive grapes I get from the valley, and they're free to them.
This is really,
This one has only been in the bottle since Christmas. Now, I only have 10 cases of this from last fall, but the previous one lasted for 2.5 years. Well, you have tasted before then, of course.
Yes.
And I just ran
I
out.
tasted the berry right
It
off the
tastes
Amazing.
like berries, but it's dry.
But
And
it's
that's
dry.
I've never had that happen. When I make a blackberry wine, when it gets this dry, I can't taste the berry at all. This is really amazing.
Well, you may not be using evergreen blackberries. Or you may,
Maybe not.
you can't tell by looking at the berry.
Yeah,
You gotta look at the
it's
leaves.
the leaf.
I'm sorry. This sounds like this one is the first of kind in the world. Is the first good tasting whey wine produced commercially in the world. I'm the only one who run this wine from whey. You know what whey is? Curds and whey is a cheese factory in removing curds and whey blocks of cheese. The liquid part is whey, WCY, but making the assertion that whey is the most nutritious thing in the world per unit.
Yeah.
I've done two more. Let's agree that one's something to think about. The whey comes from our Tillamook cheese factory to the south. The cranberries come from Ocean Spray to the north. We're one of the cranberries of the country, just like Wisconsin, Massachusetts. This should be good for you. It should have all the vitamins and minerals that milk hasn't, even some of the protein. You'll find sort of sneaky. It doesn't even taste alcoholic, but it is. Very popular family dinners like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Very nice with a little 7-Up or champagne. Add the glass to give little bubbles. However, if you grew up on a farm or had anything to do with dairy products in your life, you might recognize what that is. But there's a whole generation that doesn't know milk comes out of a cow anyway, so they wouldn't know the difference. This is now running me 40 years of constant research and experimentation. Oregon State University, the University of Wisconsin, foremost dairies and others. Spent $1 million or more in government grants trying to make wine out of whey and have essentially failed. I don't get grant money.
Why did you start
The challenge.
latching onto whey to make wine?
The
Because I
challenge.
never heard.
The challenge.
The challenge.
I just told you what they did. I said I can do it. If Gallon wanted to do it, I'm sure Gallon could do it. They have 22 PhDs in their lab. I'm sure Gallon don't want to do it. Why would they? Grape wine is the cheapest thing in the world to make. Every time I make a grape wine, I think, my God, my colleagues don't have to know anything or do anything. It makes itself. All they're quibbling about is delicate nuances of quality and flavor.
That is amazing.
It really is.
That's not spring wine, right?
I know.
Oh,
And it's making me cry. This is really good.
it's really good.
I'm a little emotional also, but
a lot
this
emotional.
You're a kid.
By the way,
This is I can't believe this is whey. This is
60,000. Until a few years ago, this was 3 chocolates from 2 different countries. One of the chocolate companies went broke after 200 years, and even though a friend of mine in that country made friends with the CEO of the bank that took over that chocolate company, they went to the warehouse. He hand carried me 10 kilos of chocolate back to 3 different customs agents. So I'm not going to ask him to do that again, even if we could, which I doubt. So I didn't know I could make it again because I spent several years on the first formula. But I finally got it again after several months, finally by accident. This is now 6 chocolates from 4 different countries. I have a different system of serving.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this.
oh
Now I want you to line them up neatly on the napkins carefully.
my god,
And
Persian.
I gotta get it.
Do we need another napkin or we
No,
No, we have enough napkins. I can't count.
No, that's not the way I had the napkins down there.
Yes, sorry. Gosh.
You guys
Why
are
do you
so-
suppose I do these things this way?
I've had a little bit of wine. I apologize.
That's the excuse.
It's the expression chocoholic valid. Now I'm gonna fill the first 3 because sure as heck I'll knock these over. So I'll do those first. You see, I have a system of all.
Okay.
And I hope it comes out okay because I just open a fresh bottle. Sometimes it's
It's so thick.
Wow.
It varies somewhat in viscosity from batch to batch and from time to time because of the temperature. Now, after you sip it, you can eat the whole cone. And everybody says you get sort of a double hit of chocolate and orange when you eat the cone at that point. But I suggest you sip quite a bit of it before you pop the cone in your mouth. So you might have a squishy accident. And I've got to revise that phrase somehow or other someday because I do have a lot of RNs in here and they don't like that term. A lot of RNs and a lot of teachers, they all need wine, I'll tell you. I like it hot and the Demetas cut with a dollop of whipped cream on top. Now I get the chance to lick the bottle off. Go ahead.
We'll skip the cheers, eh?
Yeah, I'm not touching my cone to your cone, buddy.
Oh, that was just happened yesterday. You guys probably don't remember the cone hit. Do you?
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about it. That's a long time ago.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
From France.
Right?
And during the years, my customers would tell me all the things they would use it for and put it on. I got them on a piece of paper. The one I left off of this list was over Mucilix, that horrible Swiss breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just came from the Shallon Winery, and I don't know, I haven't been to that many wineries in my life, but I've never really experienced anything like that before. And Ryan's been trying to get me to go there for like a year, but it just didn't really do it justice. And I got some footage that I hope will come together of Paul telling us about his wines, but I'm just kind of speechless. I don't even really know what to say about it because he is it's like this mad scientist sort of a guy, and
He's really lovable, but he's kind of like, I don't really care if you like my wine or not.
yeah.
I don't do this for you.
But he's very matter of fact. Like
Yeah.
he's like, why are you asking me that?
Yeah.
I like
I hate
it,
when people
like,
ask me that.
Whenever you, especially you, would ask him a question, because it would be something that was, you'd ask him a question, you'd be like, oh. I'm just so exhausted by you. Like, it's hilarious. Delicious.
And I'm not going to replicate the story that he told us at the end because it's a story that is saved for him to tell the people he wants to tell
And
it
it's
to. And
just
apparently,
ours. I'm glad we didn't get it on video.
Yeah,
That was
and,
perfect.
And he doesn't tell it to most of the people that come in, and it's related to a specific wine that he only allows very specific people to taste. Ryan's been there how many times?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 times, and he's never even didn't even know about this
He
wine.
won't even sell it to people. Like,
Yeah, he won't sell it.
$85 a bottle
Yeah.
for like a bottle, like maybe about that big.
Yeah.
And this gentleman wanted to buy a bottle of it for his collection of 1,000 bottles of great wine, and this guy was like, "Nope, I'm sorry, I'm not letting you buy that wine."
But he's only produced like what 6 cases of
Yeah,
it.
he
Yeah,
makes-
it's 12 bottles a case.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
So it's a very rare wine, and yeah, he won't sell it to most people. He usually doesn't even let people taste it. And there was a thing that he's supposed to charge us for the tasting, $2.50 for each one, but he didn't do it. But he set it out with this grandeur of like perfect little doilies and tiny little like red rimmed
gold
cups, gold-rimmed cups,
cut
and
like glass, tiny
Yeah.
little glasses. I
And-
won't even call them shot glasses because that sounds too
Yeah.
frat boy or something. Yeah, glass.
Yeah. But the story about how he made it was like so precious, and you could tell he was even hesitant to tell us the story. And he asked us to be respectful about it. And then, like almost like Jessie had the same thing in her head when like he poured this wine. After listening to this story, I almost didn't feel like I was worthy to drink it, to taste it.
Yeah, him telling the story about his friend who toiled and eventually ended up being like murdered,
Yeah.
picking these berries. I mean, he pours this wine that literally looks like blood,
Yeah.
and you seriously are it's so vivid, the story he just told, that you're like, oh my god, this is the blood of this berry picker man.
So I'm on my way out of Portland toward Idaho and Yellowstone, but I had to make a quick detour across town to Cafe Vita. Cafe Vita is a micro roastery that I discovered in Seattle. They're based out of Seattle, and they really make the best coffee in the U.S. outside of Hawaii, like noticeably better. They just opened a location in Portland to kind of compete with Stumptown, and if you talk to most people who live in Portland, they think that Stumptown is the best coffee in the world. But I actually know 3 people who own coffee shops here in Portland, and they all get their beans from Cafe Vita. They are really expensive, but once I tried them, I just couldn't subsist on any other coffee in the world. So anytime that I'm up in Seattle or Portland, I have to grab like a giant 5-pound bag of their Cafe Luna blend because it's so good. Okay, off to Idaho. So I am here at Multnomah Falls in the Columbia River Gorge, which is just literally like 30 minutes from downtown Portland. It's one of the most beautiful waterfalls in all of Oregon. You can see it behind me, and there's this really cool bridge right up there. I'm going to try to go up to it. And I made it. Look at that! One of the amazing things about the Pacific Northwest is that there are wild blackberries everywhere. I mean, we have wild blackberries in Texas, but not like this. Look how big these blossoms are. This is like so amazing. And every time I'm up here in the Pacific Northwest in the late summer when the blackberries are on the vine, I pick 30, 40, or 50 pounds of them. I put them in a box and I ship them back to Dallas and I make blackberry wine. And let me tell you, the blackberry wine from these things is good. Probably not as good as the wine from the Shallon Winery. Who, that guy makes blackberry wine that's amazing, but maybe one day I'll be that good. Oh, you know how much I love hot springs, and I'm in another one. I've been driving all day from Portland, about 12 hours, and now I'm in the Owyhee River Gorge, right on the border of Oregon and Idaho. And these are the Snively Hot Springs. This beautiful 130-degree mineral water comes down this creek right here, pours into the cold waters of the Owyhee, and it turns into this wonderful pool of steaming water, which is like the perfect place to soak up this beautiful canyon. There's caves all around me. I've got some bats flying out of the caves, and I'm just going to check out sunset before I head on into Twin Falls for the night. Have a great night, everyone.